This video is one of a series covering the released Ohio State math questions between 2017 and 2023. Welcome to Dr. Tarazi's math site. Expressions and equations make up 17% of the test questions, 7 to 9 questions out of an average of 48 questions. Solve real-life and mathematical problems using numerical and algebraic expressions and equations. Standard 7.EE.4. This is a fundamental standard. 3 to 4 questions are on the test. Please pause the video and read the description of this standard.
Hello and welcome. Here is what you need to know before we get to the examples.
Transforming an inequality into simpler forms.
Simplify each side of the inequality. You can use distributive property if needed and combine like terms. Then you can add or subtract the same number from both sides of the inequality. You can multiply or divide the same positive number from both sides of the inequality. Now, what happens when you multiply by a negative number, the same size of the inequality by the negative number? By a negative number, you need to change the direction of the inequality. This is the difference between inequalities and equations. So again, if you also divide both sides of the inequality by the same negative number, you need to change the direction of the inequality.
How to solve an inequality.
2 steps. Step number 1, you simplify each side as we just mentioned. Then successively transform the inequality into simpler forms until you isolate. This is the whole idea. Isolate the variable on one side and the constant on the other side.
Notes.
When to represent this a less or equal than x, which also can be read x greater or equal than a, we use this arrow like that and closed here because a is included. When a is not included, like here, a less than x, we make an open circle here. So this x greater than a or a less than x. Same here, x less or equal than a in this direction to the left of a. X less than a, again to the left of a, but this is open. And remember, always when you have this here, the largest of the two numbers is here, the smallest of the two numbers is here. When this is open here, from here to here is open, so that's where the largest number, that's where the smaller of the two numbers. For example, if we want to solve this inequality, so we have to simplify each term first, and here you need to combine those terms, and here you need to do distributive property. So you get this. Now you need to isolate the x, but you have x here and have x here. So let's start with removing this minus 2x by adding the opposite of negative is positive. You get 9x minus 5 is less than 40. Now this is the 9x, and this is minus 5. That's what is going to be left alone. So I need to get rid of this negative 5 by adding 5 to both sides. Whatever you do on one side, you do the same exact thing as on the other side. So 9x less than 45, divide by 9, x less than 5, x less than 5, so x to the left of 5, okay? So here's 5, and x less than 5 to the left of 5, to the left of 5, and open, okay? Another example, again here I need to do distributive property here, and here I need to combine these two terms. I do that, I get this. Now let me take this 7x, remove this 7x by subtracting 7x from both sides. So now 2x minus 5x is minus 2x minus 7x is minus 5x. Now I need this to leave it alone, so I need to get rid of this negative 36, add 36 to both sides. So negative 5x less or equal than 27. Now here's what happens. Now we are going to divide by -5. Dividing by a negative number is going to cause this inequality to change direction. See? This will equal, greater or equal. So now the x is greater or equal than -5.4. So here's minus -5.4, and x is greater or equal to the right, greater or equal.
Recommendation.
To make the most of these videos, I suggest pausing the video when you see this button, solving the problem, and then resuming the video to check your answer.
Example 1.
In this example, which graph represents the solution set of the inequality is given. Don't try to guess, just go ahead and try to solve this inequality right there. So you have 3x plus 9 is greater than 27. This kind of questions, calculator is useless. You can't use it. It's not allowed. I mean, calculator neutral. So we need to solve this. I need this 3x by itself. Obviously, I need to subtract 9 from both sides. I get 3x greater than 18, divided by 3. I get x greater than 6. These two options are not good. He is a 6. He is a 6. But x greater than 6. X greater than 6. X greater than 6 right here. Okay? So this one here can also be written, 6 less than x, x greater than 6, 6 less than x, and that's why x to the right of the 6, okay?
Example 2.
Daisy and Ava have $115 total to spend at a park. It costs $7.50 each to get into the park, and $25 per hour to rent one jet ski. What is the maximum amount of time Daisy and Ava can rent 2 jet skis? Total, they have $115, $7.50 each to get in the park, $25 per hour to rent a jet ski, and we need the maximum amount of time they can rent. Okay, so let's put the information here. What is the cost to get into the park? That's $7.50 times 2. Amount for the renter, so they already spent $15, they're left with $100. Now, cost to rent 2 jet skis per hour is 25 times 2. So now maximum amount of time is 100 divided by 50 is 2 hours.
Example 3.
Isaac performs at a fair. He earns $100 plus $3 for every ticket sold. He wants to earn more than $450. Which inequality can be used to find the number of tickets T that needs to be sold for Isaac to earn more than $450? So many questions like this. This is the fix. He would get $100 no matter what, plus $3 every ticket he sells. So if he sells 1 ticket, he gets $3 extra. If he sells 2 tickets, that's $6. So 3T plus 100. Okay, this is the fix, 100, and this is 3 times the number of tickets he sells. Now, what is the question? We need this to be more than 450. More than 450. So I get 3T plus 100 more than 450. It's right here.
Example 4.
This example is a little bit difficult, especially part B. George has saved $264, but now needs $1,800 for a down payment on a car. George works 32 hours every week and earns $16 per hour. Those are important information. he will deposit half, remember, read the question carefully, half of his weekly earnings into his bank account. For A, complete the equation that George can use to find after how many weeks, W, he will save $1,800. So let's see, part A. What is George's weekly earning? Obviously, 32 times 16. But he's not saving all of it, he's saving only half of it. George's weekly saving, 256. Now, the required equation. This is a fixed amount that's starting with. And now, this is your fixed amount, and this is how much every week. Every week, 256 times W is equal to 1,800. Part B, after solving for W, so he's asking you to solve for W, okay? George decides to save more money each week so that he will have saved the 1,800s 2 weeks earlier. So what happens now? If we solve for W, it's easy, we can do that. We get W is 6 weeks. So he needs 6 weeks to save $1,800 if he deposit 256 every week. Now he wants to do that 2 weeks earlier, so he needs 4 weeks. So he needs to save such an amount so that in 4 weeks he gets the $1,800. So that's 264 plus S times 4 is equal to 1,800. Solve for S here, same steps that we did here. So you get S is equal to 384. He's not asking you this, he's asking you what is the additional amount. So he was saving 256, now he needs to save 384, so he is doing an extra $128 per week.
Example 5.
Jamie goes to the grocery store to buy chicken and a bag of frozen green beans. The grocery store sells chickens for $4 per pound and a bag of frozen green beans for $2. Jamie wants to spend less than $22 at the grocery store and creates the inequality given to determine how many pounds of chicken X he can buy. This, they were nice to you and they gave you already this. So all this language is just to explain what's going on, but they gave you this, so we need to solve this. Okay, solve this. Again, now I need X by itself, the constant on the other side. I have to subtract negative 2 from both sides. I get 4x less than 20 divided by 4. X less than 5, but X is a number, how many pounds? So X must be greater or equal than 0. So you have X less than 5, greater or equal than 0. Look at your options here. This is a 5, this 6, this has nothing to do with the answer. This is a 5 and this is a 6. Now here they did not limit where you are going with, so you can't really buy negative 2 pounds. So this is your answer, it's between 0 and 5. 5 is not included.
Example 6.
Mary goes to the bakery with $35. She purchases 2 loaves of bread for $3 each and a cake for $15. She plans to spend the remainders of her money on cookies that cost $1.25 each. What is the greatest number of cookies that Mary can buy? Here are the information. Okay, 2 loaves of each for $3. $15 cake, $1.25 each for a cookie, greatest number. Okay, so 2 loaves of bread, 2 times 3, $6. Cake, she spent $15. Total, she spent already $21. How much left? $14. Each cookie is $1.25. So $1.25 times the number of cookies should be less or equal than 14. That's all the money she has, is $14. When you solve this, you get C less or equal than 11.2. But remember, C is a number, so it can't be 11.2. The answer would be 11, the greatest number.
Example 7.
Keith purchases a cell phone plan which includes a cell phone and cell phone service. He makes a deposit of $100 for the cell phone. That's a fixed amount, and then pays $45 per month for the cell phone service. Create an equation to model the total amount of money, Y, in dollars Keith spends on the cell phone and plan after X month. That's for A. So obviously it's Y is equal to 45x plus 100. So every month, $45. 2 months, 45 times 2. 3 months, 45 times 3. Always plus 100. So that's what you put here. B, how much money does Keith spend per year, 12 months, for cell phone service? So obviously every month is 45 times 12 is 540. Now some students would add 100 to this to give an answer 640, and that would also be acceptable.
Example 8.
The perimeter of a regular six-sided figure is 30 units total. And the length of each side is x plus 1 unit. What is the value of x? This is a very easy question. So 6 times x plus 1 is equal to 30. So now you can do distributive property here, but it's easier if you divide both sides by 6. I prefer that kind of thing, okay? You divide by 6 both sides. You get x plus 1 is equal to 5, and obviously x is 4.
Example 9.
A bowling alley charges X dollars per guest and a fixed $50 rental fee. Again, fixed and X dollar per guest. Which equation represents the total cost Y for 9 guests? Obviously, it's Y is equal to 9x plus 50. 9x plus 50.
Example 10.
One apple costs $0.55 at the grocery store. Customers receive 1 free apple for every 8 apples they buy. Anna paid a total of $8.80 for her apples. How many free apples she received? Okay, so first of all, let's find out how many apples did she buy. That's your total. That's per apple. 16. So she bought 16 apples, but she gets 1 free for every 8 apples. So 16 divided by 8 is equal to 2. So she gets 2 free apples.
Example 11.
Each student in Miss Clark's class is decorating a shirt for a school program. There are 25 students, okay? Miss Clark already has 3. That's fixed amount already there. She will buy shirts in packages of 6 shirts. She cannot buy part of a package. Create an inequality using only the given numbers to represent this situations where P represent the number of packages of shirts. Let's do that first. Obviously, is 6P plus 3. 3 is the fixed. She has already the 3, and every package has 6 shirts, 6 times P. So that's this, and you just put that one here. It's correct. So now, what is the minimum number of whole packages of shirts that Miss Clark needs to buy? Solve this. Divide by minus 3 first. Okay, and then you get this. Here you divide by 6. Divide by 6. You get P is greater or equal than 3.7. So here's 3.7. Greater or equal is here. Okay, is here. So, but P is a number. So you need to find to get. She needs to buy 4.
Thank you, and see you soon.
Thank you for watching. If you would like to have a copy of the PowerPoint presentation, please leave your email address in the comments section, and we will be happy to email you a copy. Thank you for watching. More videos to come. please subscribe.